All of our beliefs are made up, so why don't you just believe whatever you want? You see people out here with these beliefs that don't serve any purpose other than to bring them down or make them feel negative. You see this a lot when people claim they have a mental illness. Oh, it's my ADHD, it's my OCD, it's my whatever D. We don't realize that our mind, whenever we create an identity out of something, our mind hyper-focuses on all the information that reaffirms that identity. And so if you don't want to be a certain way, then don't make an identity out of it. I heard this one lady one time when I was at the library. She was trying to do some stuff on the computer. And she said to herself, I'm so stupid. Not realizing that that emotion paired with that statement just reaffirmed an identity within her. That is completely made up. Because if you close your eyes for 30 seconds and try to find the person you believe yourself to be, it'll be a long time before you find anything. Because all of our identities are nothing but a construct of sense data and memory. It's just an idea that we choose to believe in. And all of our beliefs reinforce this underlying identity, this ego. And that is the source of all of our suffering. Because your identity influences the thoughts that you think about. And your thoughts influence your emotions, and your emotions influence your actions, and your actions create consequences in the world. And so if your life isn't going the way that you want it to, that means somewhere along this chain of events, you are going horribly wrong. And 9 times out of 10, it is on a deep, fundamental identity level. Because our identity, everything comes out of our identity. It's what makes the difference between a homeless person and a billionaire, or a serial killer and a saint. All it is what we choose to focus on. And we choose to focus on things based on our identity. If you think about it, what is your favorite band, or one of your favorite bands? Now imagine if you were walking on the street and you heard a conversation and they were talking about your favorite band. Well, then your ears would automatically perk up because you would be interested in what they have to say, because you have an identity around that. But imagine if they were talking about a band you've never heard of or that you don't care about. That experience would not even arise within your awareness. And so anything that we are indifferent to, we do not experience. It does not mean anything to us. On the spiritual path, what you could say the spiritual masters have done is that they cut off this chain of events that I've spoken about. Identity, thoughts, emotions, actions. This is the karmic cycle. And so they cut the identity off at the root, and they remain as a non-attached awareness. And this allows you to no longer create karma for yourself. You become free from thoughts, free from negative emotions, free from your experiences. Because when you realize that you are not the person you believe yourself to be, then you can actually manage your life. But you see, most people are running off automatic programming. They just are the way they are. And they say, oh, well, can't do anything about it. Or maybe I can change, I'll try. Or hopefully I can do something better. Hopefully I can make a life for myself. It's all ridiculous. It's a disgrace to your power. And that is why most people live their lives as slaves, is because they do not claim authority over their power. This divine essence, this consciousness, this source of all creation, we are always creating our reality at every moment, whether we realize it or not. And so we have these made-up beliefs that shape the world, shape all of our experiences. And so many people have these beliefs that shape their world in a negative way. And they don't even realize it. And that is what it means to be unconscious. To not realize that everything in our life stems from us. Because life is flowing through us. And so whatever information is in here and in our body, that information is being filtered through the force of creation and manifesting itself out in the world. But once you realize this divine power within you, this pure consciousness that is the creative force of the entire universe, first you realize that you can create any reality that you desire, regardless of the external circumstances. You can heal yourself of any disease. You can attract anything that you want. But you have to manage the filters, because between the source of creation and the outer world, there is a lot of things that happen. There are a lot of things in the way. So if you don't take control and make up an identity that you actually want to be, create a life that you actually want to live. Think about it. I see people all the time. They have no idea where they're going in life. Drifting day to day. And all it takes is 10 minutes to think, well, what do I actually want out of life? What kind of life do I want to live, and what kind of person do I want to be? They spend decades and decades drifting and wandering, going nowhere, running in circles, always dealing with the same problems over and over again. Why is that? It's because they have no direction. It takes 10 minutes. You were already born with a program. Your soul already has all of the desires within it. Which means that all you have to do is look. You don't have to come up with things that you want to do in life. You don't have to make up imaginary dreams. You don't have to make up an identity of who you want to be. Because it's already all within you. Infinite potential. An infinite array of different realities, different yous, living different lives. They're all here. And you know what the great thing about it is? Is that you only have control over two things in this entire reality. There's only two things that you have any control over whatsoever. Which limits what you have to do if you want to change your reality. If you want to live a life that you would dream of. You only have power over your conscious thoughts and your actions. That's it. And your thoughts will influence your emotions, and your emotions will change your identity. And your emotions will influence your actions. And your actions will influence your emotions, your thoughts, and your identity. And the easiest way to change is by changing your thoughts. By realizing that you can believe whatever you want to believe. That you have the power to become whoever you want to become. And that all limitations are self-imposed. And think about it. Can any negative thought, can any negative belief, can any fear, shame, or guilt ever lead to a positive outcome? Of course not. So why would you believe that you could live a positive life with any of this nonsense still around? Just give it up. But the problem is people are addicted to the negativity. They secretly like it. They don't want to give it up. Because to give it up means to surrender this identity that they are so attached to. And if they have to give up that identity, well then, they won't know who they are anymore. Good. Because that person never existed in the first place.